joined by head coach DeShaun Foster. We'll start with a few opening words, and then we'll go to questions.
Another game that didn't go the way that we wanted it to go, but it was a couple of bright spots. We were able to run the ball a little bit better in the second half. I think my defense played pretty well tonight, going against a high-powered offense like we did, and we just didn't really execute the way that we wanted to offensively to try to help our defense out. We kept putting them out there, and if you keep putting them out on the field, they're going to be able to wear down a little bit. But other than that, just glad my players just kept fighting, and wasn't no guys out there quitting.
Looked like Ethan was limping even before he took that big hit. What was the thinking in keeping him out there tonight when he looked like he was clearly already limping out there?
Well, if you know Ethan, he was fighting to stay out there. So when you have a player that's begging to stay out there and he wanted to keep playing, let him play.
Is he in the concussion protocol, or he was holding his head at the end of that one?
I would assume he was crying or sad about the situation.
Coach, you mentioned your defense. The Brian Addison pick six gave your defense some momentum, and your defense held Oregon to 6 points in the second half. What's some of the things that you like that you're going to take with you on the road to Penn State?
Look at you with a positive question. We're just going to go to Penn State and just continue to build on this. That's all we got to do. It's not, like we said, we're going to learn from these losses, and I know I see it, so I know y'all see it. Some of you choose not to, but they're improving. And we're just going to continue to improve and keep working hard, and eventually it's going to turn around.
Two quick questions, Coach. First one, Ethan has thrown 6 interceptions this year, 3 touchdowns. What needs to change in that aspect? How does the offense have to, not specifically Ethan?
The guys up front got to protect him and keep him from getting hit, keep him from falling on the ground. And, it's hard to play quarterback when you're not upright. So, he's a tough kid, and he's trying to find ways to make plays. And, it's just unfortunate with what's happening. But, I'm riding with Ethan no matter what.
And then you were talking about the defense. They essentially shut out Oregon for about a quarter and a half, going from the second to the third quarter. What can you say about how they played today?
The defense played well. We just didn't do enough offensively to help them out. And like I said, if you continue to keep putting them out on the field, they're gonna, eventually, when you're playing a high-powered offense like that, they're gonna be able to make some plays. But I'm just glad that my guys on defense just keep fighting, and they're some resilient dudes.
One stat you can't spin either way, positive or negative. 3 games in a row, no sacks. How do you change that?
We had a few pressures in there. So, Sharif came in there and tipped the ball and did that. But, coming off last season when you have a first rounder, it's going to be a glaring difference. He's still doing the exact same thing for the Colts. So it's a tough thing to replace a player of his caliber. But as long as we can continue to make efforts to do, eventually you're going to see it change.
Foster, just to follow up on Addison, it looked like he hopped off the field and eventually went into the medical tent at some point. Do you have an update on where he's at right now?
No, he seemed okay in the locker room just now, so I'll give him more on Monday.
Carson Schlesinger, leading tackler tonight. How has he kind of come up big for you guys in games, and maybe been the unsung hero, unexpected hero in certain games?
He just plays with a certain type of, mentality. He's an ex-walk-on, so those type of players are usually real blue collar, and you probably haven't even noticed, but he was injured most of this season so far, and he's still out there making plays. So he's just a guy that you would want on your team. He plays hard no matter what, and I'm just glad he's on our side.
How would you assess the mindset of your players right now?
mean, they should be down. It's not nobody should be excited about what happened, So I think that the fact that they're still out there playing, and it's a little bit lopsided score, and they're still out there playing hard, that just shows their character, So we got some good dudes. We just eventually this is gonna turn around.
Who are some of the players on this team who are really kind of feeling this the most right now and are really like the most driven to really change things around?
Offensively, I would say, there's 22 starters out there that are still playing hard. So, but people that I hear vocally most of the time, TJ, Ethan, Carlin, BA, so Jay, Kane, Carson. These guys are still out there playing hard. So these are guys that are trying to bring the rest of the team along with them. But just like I told them, there's not many words that are gonna change this. It's our actions. Actions speak louder than words. We gotta change our actions out there on the field. And hopefully that'll fix some stuff.
Thanks, Coach.